Hey, Jeff, Not Dead Yet Adventures. So, I'm a nomad. I travel the world. I don't really live anywhere. I don't really have a house, and this and this and that. So, I follow a lot of travel vloggers, and talking about Trump tariffs costing you money on the road and all this other stuff is just driving me nuts. I watched a couple of vloggers, and they're like, well, the news says prices are going up. The news says this. The news says that. So, I kind of feel compelled to put out a video here, and I'm not trying to be political in this at all. I'm just trying to say, stop and think about it. Don't be so superficial. The news makes business off selling stuff, right? How do they do that? They either drive a narrative to get dollars from big pharma, or they do everything they can to keep your attention to watch their ads. So to get you to pay attention, they sell you negative narratives. Now, the news has proven over the last decade that they are totally willing and capable of lying through their teeth just to get you to pay attention. So if you're going to sit there and tell me prices are going up because you watched it on 5 news channels, you're losing your credibility. I'm going to break down what my third grade public education talks about tariffs later tonight. It's like 4 in the morning and I've got to be on a train at 6. So I don't really have the time to get into it now. But what I wanted to put out there immediately was stop, relax, think. The sky is not falling, right? And especially if you're a nomad, you should always be aware of what's going on with exchange rates and politics where you're at, politics where you're going, politics where your home country is. You need to pay attention to these things. I'm not saying get involved. I believe everybody should to some extent, but you need to pay attention. And if you want further proof of that, what you haven't seen a lot on most of the news is the people that got released from Venezuela. Go look at and dive into, if you're really worried about, the Trump effect, go look and dive into what happened to the people in Venezuela that were put in prison and why they were put in prison and why they were released. If anything, if you're a nomad, if anything, with Trump being elected, and I don't mean this in a partisan way at all, I'm just looking at the facts. You should look at the facts, and it will end up being a net positive thing for you. What you do want to pay attention to is what countries you go to, and you want to watch out for political rallies. You want to stay out of any places like that. And there are some countries that are definitely going to be unhappy. And there's some countries that are going to be very happy. Like, I probably wouldn't be going to Canada tomorrow because they're pretty unhappy. And there's Mexico. I mean, Mexico has 9 out of the 10 most dangerous cities in the world. So why are you going to Mexico anyway, right? I go to places that are safe. I encourage people to go to places that are safe. I don't need any extra drama in my life. If you want to be one of these crazy nomaders going to Afghanistan or Iraq, yeah, more power to you. But there's so many beautiful people and amazing people that I don't need to go put myself at further risk to explore or experience those things. I don't need that. If you do, more power to you. Stay safe. But this whole Trump tariff thing is not the end of the world. It's not going to have an immediate effect. And, if you're worried about it, then be a little more reserved with your expenditures. But don't get in a panic, and don't buy into this negative Nelly narrative. It's just embarrassing, some of these people putting out these videos about tariffs, and they don't seem to understand, one, how tariffs work, and two, the effect they have long term. And then they don't seem to understand, it's like they haven't read the book, Art of the Deal. Everybody's been saying, read the book if you want to understand Trump. And it's not a hard book to get through. I mean, it's not a hard concept to understand. He's doing things to promote his agenda, and his agenda is make the world safe, stop the dying. I mean, he wants the wars to stop because people are dying. Is that such a bad thing? And how is he doing that? You probably don't understand it, right? But it's coming about, right? There's no reason for us to be out here drumming up all this fear and all this negative, I mean, why do you want that in your realm of things? If you are legitimately worried and you don't understand what's going on, just be a little more reserved. Instead of putting 20 or 30% into savings, put 40% into savings or whatever, right? If you're a nomad or you're living abroad, you always need to pay attention to the political culture. And there's a whole concept that happens slowly over time and then suddenly, right? Slowly over time and suddenly. And when I get landed tonight in the city I'm headed to, I'll stop and make another video about that and get it up probably in 24, 36 hours. But take a deep breath, relax. The world's not ending. Go get some coffee, go get some tea, enjoy the sunrise, enjoy the sunset. Life is really good. And if you're fretting over what the news is selling you to get your attention or to drive a narrative to you, man, I feel sad for you. I feel very, very sad for you. The news is unfortunately, a source of information, but understand it's a source. And also understand their business model. Their business model is to drive fear and drive a narrative, right? They're getting paid. Look at follow the money. Who's paying them? People are paying them to sell you things, and people are paying them to drive a narrative. And so, just remember all the things they've told us over the last 5 years, 10 years, right? It's ridiculous. And, I'll break some of that down later tonight. But yeah, man, don't buy into the fear. It's sad to me that people are out there promoting that shit because, why? Why would you do that? If you're a vlogger or a nomad or, just out traveling the world, why are you going to promote more fear in the world? Now, I'm all about promoting caution. I'm all about promoting awareness. But what most of these people are doing is they're just regurgitating fear to get your attention. Stay away from those people. Tell those people you don't like it, and if they continue, stay away from them. Have a great day. I'm going to get packed and get on the run. Take care.